All right, good morning. Let's get this car thawed out and get on the way to work. I hope you're doing well. It's Friday here, so happy Friday, and it's really cold. Sorry I bumped you there. Got my little daughter yelling at me to ring the doorbell. She's so cute. 4 years old. She's coming up on 4. My, how time passes. All right, let's get to work. Oh, I guess I didn't scrape the back window. I probably want to do that. All right, there we go. Got thrown off my routine there. All right. Well, I hope you're doing really well on this day. I'm always look forward to Fridays, you know? Seems like they're some of my most productive days. Because when I get into the office, most people leave early on Friday. I don't. And so I've got several hours where I don't get interrupted. It's great. But anyway, back to routines. I think I want to follow up a little bit more on the talking about a routine and talking about discipline. As I've thought about routines require discipline. And I think we talked about this in an earlier video related to exercise and goals. When you set a goal to do something, if you can create it to be a part of your routine, then it becomes a little bit easier to execute on that routine and stick to the goal. But I wanted to focus on discipline because I think discipline is a real key piece. And discipline is, I'm sure there's a really good definition of it. And like I said, this is unscripted. I don't have anything written out to tell you exactly the perfect definition of what discipline is. But in my mind, discipline is the dedication to see something through and the willingness to to see it through. I think the root word disciple, discipline is disciple. It probably comes from a Latin term for disciple. It's the root word of discipline. But I'm no linguist, so I don't really know. But I was reading earlier today in the Bible, actually earlier this week. I did read the Bible this morning. That's part of my discipline, is reading the scriptures to sort of set the tone for my day. But that's something different. And maybe you find meditating to be a way you set your day, or you find exercise, or a good cup of coffee, or waking up slowly, or maybe you wake up to an alarm clock, slap clothes on, and run out the door. I don't know what your discipline is, what your day looks like, but my day looks like I get up, I do exercise, then I read, and I have a topic that I consider for the whole month. And the topic that I'm considering for the month of January, because we're in January, is discipline. And the other topic to that is marriage. So there's one, I'm not going to remember now. But those two topics that I covered. So discipline has been on my mind quite a bit. And what is discipline? Why is discipline important in your life? What is not discipline? Sometimes we think dedication is discipline, but I think discipline can encompass dedication, but dedication alone is not what discipline is. It's more than that. And so back to this idea that routines require discipline, goals require discipline. The type of discipline that's a desire to see something through. As I've thought about this a little bit more, related to goals, of course, is sometimes I can think about the outcome of what I want, but it's so overwhelming to think about the outcome that it's hard to get started, right? And sometimes you hear this called like decision paralysis or something along those lines. But it's where you look at a task and it seems so insurmountable that you can't actually accomplish the task. And so in my life, some of the experiences where I've had success dealing with big tasks, I've actually taken that bigger task, that end goal in mind, what I want, future state, and I work backwards and I break it down into smaller, doable chunks. An example of that is last year, I really wanted to read the Bible cover to cover, right? I've read many sections of the Bible, many books, but I've never read it cover to cover. And so I thought, I'm going to do this. And I looked at it and I thought, there's a lot here to do. I don't know if I can do this. But what I ended up doing is exactly what I described. I found a Bible in a year schedule online. And then I took that schedule and I wrote it out in a year calendar. So every day I would have a set number of verses, so many pages that I would read in certain books. And if I stuck to the schedule, I could accomplish that. And yeah, I would get behind every now and then, and I would spend extra time catching up. But I think the takeaway is that the discipline there was breaking it into a smaller part, planning it out, and then just executing it day in and day out. And maybe that's what discipline is it's simply the dedication to do the work day in and day out every day. And just do it one day at a time. I like that. Discipline is the dedication to do the work every day, one day at a time. And a key to success is breaking it down into smaller, doable portions for that day or that task, planning it out. Yeah. And that actually set me up for success. I read the Bible cover to cover in a year, and I loved it. I enjoyed it. And I've got a similar goal for this year. So yeah, it was a good experience overall. I think that's what experiences need to be, is positive for the most part. Well, anyway, I'm at work. I got to go get stuff going. I hope to talk to you soon. In the meantime, have a wonderful day. I hope you get a lot of stuff done. I hope you're able to connect with those you want to connect, feel well, be well, and be happy. I'll see you soon.